I'm so excited because this morning we are going to start the day with some hot springs. We actually tried to go to these yesterday, but they were closed because it had rained too much the night before.
This is Caldeira Velha, which Caldera, I think, is just kind of the general word for like the thermal hot springs. And then it's actually a nature park and hot springs you can get into.
There are 3 different pools here that you can swim in. We're gonna start with the coldest, which is 22 degrees Celsius, around 72 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's gonna be chilly, but apparently it's the most beautiful and it has a waterfall. So let's go check it out.
The grounds here are beautiful as well. You can actually sign up to just come in for a visit if you don't want to swim. It's €5, including the swim is 10. But such tropical landscape here with all these fern trees and rivers flowing through. It's really quite a cool place. This is already exceeding expectations. It looks like a pretty magical spot here. And the water, not as bad as we expected. Starting with the cold, I think is a good idea. Let's hop in.
Everyone's acting like it's cold. I mean, it's not cold, but it's certainly not warm.
Take the last step.
Supposedly it starts at like 22, and then underneath the waterfall it gets to like 26, so it's not getting warmer. I think you're making that up.
It's definitely not like you have to plunge in to get in cold. You can kind of ease your way in. It's worth the setting, I will say.
Says the guy with goosebumps.
Okay.
Everyone's trying to get a picture under the waterfall, but no one wants to actually get under the waterfall because it's a little chilly.
I think everyone feels content about the cold water pool. We were really sold on the morning thermal bath, so time to check that one out.
All right, we're moving quick because it's cold. We want to get in the hot tub, AKA the natural thermal springs.
The hottest thermal bath is just downhill from this, I don't know, death thermal bath. This one says it's 140 to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 to 100 degrees Celsius, and that's what flows into the much more manageable pool down here. I think we're ready. Oh, that does feel much better. All right, we can just stay here all day now. Definitely more crowded than the hot springs we went to the other day in Furnas, but the setting certainly beats it.
I don't even know if it's more crowded or that these pools are significantly smaller, so you can't really spread out from people here.
Sad day. They do it in waves and our hour and a half is up.
Like I suspected, that was a great way to start the morning. I feel like that should be a daily occurrence. But we do have a day full of more adventures, driving around and making stops. So stay tuned, more to come. Driving, we've been seeing all of these lush rolling green hills, and this viewpoint is great because you can actually stop and look at all of them and admire them. It's so beautiful out here on the coastline. Dang it, everything's beautiful.
This is stop number 2 on our trip around the east side of the island today, which is opposite of what we did yesterday. We are at Mirador Santeria. I'm happy with that pronunciation, by the way. This group pretending to be whale watching. We haven't seen a thing.
Let me attempt my whale noises.
Didn't see any though. No, the underground.
That was a I was doing the blowhole with this, you know, what we would actually see, but I like your interpretation too, Kyle.
It's also worth pointing out how turquoise the water is here. It's surprisingly clear, it feels like, for open ocean. We're also having the fortune of a really, really nice day out again. There must be about 30 of these overlooks across the whole island. Just look up the word Mirador, and I think you'll find them. We're gonna visit about half of them on this trip.
We are visiting a tea factory here on the island, and you can actually walk around and do a self-guided tour. We've never been to one before, so it's very interesting to see the process. And we already learned something new. We didn't realize that black tea and green tea came from the same tea leaf. It's just processed differently.
And the property they have is beautiful with all the tea leaves, nice overlook here, and sampling the tea is free. We just left a little bit of a tip. This is a broken leaf tea. Sounds good. Let's try the green tea. Those are a couple samples they have. Inside the store, they actually have a ton of flavors. Might have to take some home. Ooh, I like the green tea. Right?
Yeah.
Green tea is very good.
They make 40 tons of tea here a year, and you can come year round and do a little self-guided tour like we said and walk around the little plantation area. We of course had to buy some tea to take home so we can enjoy a little bit of the Azores when we make it back to the States. Just off the side of the road are so many cool waterfalls that you can see. So even if you don't want to hike a lot, there's still so much to see here in the Azores. This is the area where a lot of people go canyoneering, and as you can see, there are tons of little waterfalls just in this one little section.
This is Parque de Ribeira de dos Caldeiroes. So 2 waterfalls, 2 rivers, and it all runs through this kind of small little town, and there's some nice little stops and information. Very small area, but with all of the landscape and greenery, it's a magical place.
There have been so many hydrangea plants everywhere, and they are mostly blues and purples that we've seen, but they dot all the highways. I cannot imagine coming here when they're in full bloom. This area has to be filled with colors. They don't smell.
Honestly, it's kind of like a little fairy tale town in here. Colorful flowers, waterfalls, all of the ferns. It's definitely creating a vibe.
Jesus. You scared me. What a jerk. This quaint little village is straight out of a fairy tale. I really feel like I'm in a storybook right now.
If you happen to be planning your own drive around the entire Azores or even around the east side, this is probably about an hour stop or so. I mean, obviously you can spend as much time as you want, but if you want to see each of the different waterfalls, and there are more than 2, despite the fact that it's dos Caldeiras, which maybe that's 2 rivers. I don't think we know Portuguese like we're assuming we do.
I never claim to know Portuguese.
Anyways, just to give you the time frame.
We've enjoyed this stop before lunch.
That's why I have this stain on my butt, being silly. I slipped and fell in the mud.
Thank you.
Daily cappuccino stop, aka lunch.
Nordeste.
Ooh, Elias Snack Bar in Nordeste has some good chocolate cappuccinos. Our next stop brings us to the Lookout Sosego, and it has an incredible garden here with all of these super vibrant flowers and trees. And of course, my favorite, there's so many little cats here. It's just rubbing on my butt.
I see it.
Hi.
Cat girl.
It's interesting how the east side of the island where we're at right now really has a different landscape than the west side where we were yesterday. The cliffs are definitely closer to the water, and it's a little bit more like mountainous near the ocean. It doesn't have that gradual decrease, but then I don't know necessarily that the volcanoes are like right here on the edge. But looking out into the ocean and seeing all of the like waves crashing into the cliffs, and then being with the garden, obviously the cats, this is a great spot. Right.
Forget the view, I'm here for the cats. Oh.
Rebecca calls it, comes over to me.
Wow.
Jealous of
Kyle,
jealousy.
Kyle the cat guy. Gosh, these views keep getting better and better. We're at a new overlook just down the road. It's like Miradoro, Magda something. Look at our little greet. We have a little friend greeting us. Oh, 2 friends.
3 friends. Rebecca just
3 friends.
thinks we're just here for the cats.
4 friends. There are so many cats
Does
here.
not care about the once in a lifetime views.
Oh no. Oh, your bright ears are gone.
Bonus cats.
Where's your ears? Oh, his ears are so sad. There are so many cats here. How could you not turn into a crazy cat lady? Oh, a few bugs. Okay, now I guess I'll look at the view. Oh, it is nice.
It's me, I'm the view.
See yourself now. How many cats did you spot?
I don't even know how many.
Well,
Kelly says 12. I feel like that's probably right. 1, 2, 3, 11, 12. At least 12 for sure. That's nuts.
I'm getting some good videos and pictures of the plants. Rebecca's got her cats. Something for everyone here. Let's continue on this drive. The drive continues south from the last overlook and we're headed back to the town of Furnas. Honestly, it was slightly faster if you actually went back up north, but we kind of wanted to explore a different area and so glad we did because the drive itself is fun. Not only do you have all of the windy roads, you're seeing new coastline and new area, but driving the stick and the manual adds another element of interest here too. This is great, speed racer.
We are ending our day just like we started it with a thermal pool. The parking is a little bit crazy here, so the guys are trying to find a couple spots to be able to park around town because the parking lot is very full. But while we're waiting, I wanted to show you how cool this is. You can see where the thermal water comes through and joins up with the regular river here in town of Furnas. You can really see the orange color, and then at the very end it kind of merges into this clear, like darker, regular colored water. It's pretty awesome.
Final stop is another thermal pool, Pico de Dona Beija. It's the perfect day for because look at the weather. It's kind of misty and cloudy, but that makes for great sauna weather. It seems like this place looks fancy. There look to be about 6 or 7 pools here. The first 2 we saw are 39 degrees Celsius, which is about 100 degrees, which is really warm. There might even be 8 or 9. And there's also one that mixes with the river and it's about 28 degrees Celsius, which is much, much cooler. I think we're just gonna pick one and hop in.
Oh, nice little spa-like feeling. So when you get here, they give you a ticket and tell you that you have an hour and a half to enjoy the thermal pool. There's a lot of different pools you can hop in. You have to pay €1 for a warm shower, but they have cold showers and changing rooms and bathrooms. And the facility seems to be the nicest one thus far. It was only €8 to get in. And I have my watch on so we can keep track of the time, but I'm not going to trust my Google Pixel watch in a hot tub, so rocking it on my shoulder.
Trying to protect your hair.
Oh man, being behind that waterfall, there's so much sulfur, it's like hard to breathe underneath there.
Going for what we're calling the cold plunge here, which is mostly river. There's got to be a little bit of hot water coming in. It's 28 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is. I'll put it below. I'm going. Ah, feels good now.
Kelly, press the...
Perfect. 1, 2, 3, go.
rejuvenating.
Oh yeah, I feel much better now.
It's also really cool because this part of it flows into the river, so you can watch it flow all the way down and see all the mist and steam behind us. It's so awesome.
Obviously no running by the pool, but now it's like a quick tiptoe back to the jacuzzi, hot tub, temps. I know it's dark and you can't really see anything, but since you had to pay extra for the hot shower, really just with Euro coins that we don't have, the options are cold shower, or we're gonna dunk once again in the river water because that seems a little bit more pleasant, we think.
It's not pleasant.
Good way to end it. I'm hearing nothing but positive reviews from down below.
We had such a great time exploring the Azores.
The hot springs was a great way to wrap things up. It was way too dark for us to really talk to you at that moment, but here we are now, actually, after having completed the Azores section of our trip in the city of Porto.
We cannot wait to explore already. Just walking around, it looks so charming and so nice here. So we're gonna definitely take advantage. And while we're here, we're going to explore the wine region. So make sure to like, subscribe so you can follow along with our adventures.